Hey everyone, Temporal here, and for this session we are reviewing a Plat Doomfist. If you guys are enjoying the content, please do like and subscribe, as that helps me out quite a bit, and I really do appreciate it. Or if you are looking to get coaching yourself, you can join my Discord in the description below, see what rates look like, see what sort of promos, events we have going on, all that good stuff. Okay, so let's see our Doomfist. Who's our partner? We have a McCree, and we have Zarya Hog, which we're probably going to start seeing some more of with the Hog buffs. At least the Hog, anyway. Might start seeing some more Zarya Hog. Okay, you're not on high ground. That's going to make a rollout here a little tough. Hey, Stormy. I don't love that. Now you've spent down all your ammo. You'll get one of it back in time. This is very defensive Doomfist play. Okay, and now you have no cooldowns, and you're stuck in Soldier's sightline with nowhere to go. Like, I understand what you were going for. I understand why you did it. I don't particularly love this sequence, though, that we've seen so far. So, hey, Dustin. Glad to have you here. So, we're talking about this, and we'll just go back just a little more here. You decide to go here, and you've now taken a little bit of high ground, which I appreciate, but they've sort of earned this from you. You need to see if you guys can force your way through this. Looks like that's not happening, so you're now going to play this, which again, we're pretty passive for our start here. We're not, we didn't have this to start. We didn't play from here where we could slam in. We didn't go, hey, let's be here and be ready. That's okay, though. Here we are. You go for this, and the problem is, we're just slamming a Reinhardt. This isn't amazing. I do like that you get behind him and go for this here. I don't necessarily love that you're doing this. At least you have a Zarya, which makes this a little bit better. But this just leaves you hanging in the open, where their soldier gets to free fire on you, and you have no abilities to get out. Honestly, that punch on the Reinhardt, well, I understand it, was too greedy. You knew it wasn't going to be a finish on him. You knew it wasn't going to lock him in your team where he would struggle to get out. You actually sent him back towards his team, and it wasn't an elimination. Now, it's possible that your Zarya right-click is going to finish him or something along those lines, but this to not eliminate Reinhardt is too greedy. Maybe you justify it if you push it this way, but the reality is you're stuck here in the open, and you're stuck here in the open with no meaningful ability to get out. So we instead wanted to get out with that punch. It's very cool that their Zen, Soldier, and Genji are not eliminating you. It's very nice of them. Ooh. And then you just mechanically messed that up. What? Oh boy. I mean, this punch obviously just needed to not get caught on this so that you're over here and you grab the Mega. But now you're going to be in trouble. You tried to peel for your crew. I get that. I do. But part of your peel left you out in the open. Trying to clear your own high ground. How's your engagement timing? Maybe. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. You have to leave. That's not exactly leaving, but you're with your core. I'm gonna live with that. Okay. You probably were better off slamming out as opposed to back to your team there, back the way that you came, but I understand it. You felt like your team was safe too. Okay. So that was just you AFKing. That's literally what this is. This is you AFKing, typing, thinking you can take a sip of your drink. I don't know. But hands are off the keyboard. Or hands are not actively controlling the character. Maybe they're typing. Yeah, that happened. You got a phone call here. Okay. I mean, AFKs lead to picks or lack of picks. Picks against you or lack of picks against the team lead to lost team fights. Lost team fights lead to lost games. But I get it. I get it. Not thrilled?
I am unstoppable.
Why? What? Why? So, it's not like this is awful, but you really like this going after this Reinhardt. Okay. It's fine, he's purple. Oh, how did you not get that?
I am unstoppable.
The diva body blocked it. Yeah, I'm not even mad. Not even mad. Okay. Hopefully we can stabilize now. Fine. You can do that to Zen every time. Like, until Zen proves his ability to stop you from doing that, you should be looking to do that to Zen every time and be less focused on their Reinhardt. Okay, thank you. You got 2 ults out. Yep. I'm not worried about that last life, like I said.
Let them up.
Good. Okay. I'm afraid I know what you're going to do next. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. And you have no reaction to this pin. Yeah. So, Doomfist has a certain rhythm to him. You can cheat the rhythm a little bit in some situations. You're actually in one of those situations because you have your ult if you want to. You went with that, and you decided, hey, I got him with the uppercut, I still have my slam, I'm now going to use my punch here. Totally valid. Totally valid to do that. And it's unfortunate that she's alive. And now you have to decide what to do, because you're in the unfortunate situation of you're too far away on uppercut and you're too far away on punch. And slam will not buy you enough time. If you go slam this Ana, that will not create enough delay in time for you to use punch to get out. If you slam this Ana, you should, it's not guaranteed, but you should be able to get the elimination with the slam and then follow-up shot, though I haven't seen her nade. So I actually probably would look at this and go, yeah, not worth. I don't have any abilities to dodge here. I don't think she's used her nade yet. We can check because we're cheating. Yeah, she hasn't used her nade yet. This is probably a case of I need to use my slam to leave, not to pursue this Ana. Or you can go, hey, I'm going to take the risk. I'm going to slam and then shoot at this Ana, but that's kind of forcing my own ult to get out. And I don't really need to do that because we're up 2. I don't want to put myself in a situation where I potentially have to force my own ult to get out. So I don't love this. And she survives. She had nade. That's about what we expected. And now you're in this situation where your only reaction to that Rein trying to come at you there would have been popping your ult. That's the only reaction that you could have had. Now, fortunately, maybe you know that the terrain is such that he couldn't really have gotten a direct pin on you here. But do you really, with how bajanky Ryan's pin is, do you really know that? No, you don't. Okay. What do you? Okay.
Your
Cool.
time's
And now you're out of the fight. Well, no. Fine. Fine. It's fine. You're winning this fight hard enough. But in this fight that you were winning hard enough, like, I just want to point out, you'd won this fight hard, and then you just became the last elimination in the fight. And because you're the last elimination in the fight, your team might have to surrender some positioning. And this is because you all-ined with your abilities too hard in a situation where you didn't have to. Like, yes, you're a little more clear to all in with your abilities late in fights when it's the cleanup phase, but you do have to weigh that against, well, okay, but am I going to put myself in danger foolishly? Because that's kind of what that was. Okay. You don't have enough resources to go after this. This is just wrong. You're already missing too much health. Like, you're already missing too much health. This is just wrong. You just need to go back into here.
Meteor strike.
That should not have worked. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Here you are. Why are you trying to be first in? Why are you trying to be first in here? Your Reinhardt's not really relevant yet. Your McCree's sort of relevant. Your Zen is back here in spawn. Your Hog is back here in spawn. You can't earn this space from them yet. The reason you're getting this nano is kind of because you can't really earn this space from them without it yet. You don't want to be pushing back into this yet. Like, yes, they're not in perfect shape either, but no, they're in pretty perfect shape actually. Like, they are set up exactly how they want. This is bad engagement timing. You've taken the tank's job for engagement timing, which is fine. You get to do that as Doomfist sometimes, but you have to do it well if you're going to take the job. If you're not going to follow your tank's lead, you're instead going to set the lead. You have to set the lead at a good time. And this isn't particularly a good time because you're down 2 people. The opponents have good positioning around you in terms of, hey, they've got this off angle, they've got this off angle, they've got this off angle, and they've got carts. Like, and your Rhine is going to be late to assisting in this battle. Like, your McCree backed off more than we would have expected. We would have expected him to stay closer, so I'm not going to blame you for that. But your Rhine's going to be a couple seconds until he's relevant. So it's you and this nano for a good 2 seconds before your team gets to help, and your full team doesn't get to help here. This is not a good engagement.
I'm coming for you all.
That's what happens when you take bad engagement timing. And you had plenty of cart distance still. You might not have been able to wait until all 6 were back until you could have engaged, but you could have waited until, like, okay, we're a second or 2 from having everyone back. And my Rhine is ready to join the battle faster. My McCree is full health, etc.
The payload has reached the checkpoint. McCree.
Mutchakera.
I guess? Like, your McCree and Hog are up here. Your Anna and Ryan are back here. You can see your teammates through walls and see that you don't have a real resistance over here. So whatever is distracting the team up here really isn't that distracting. This is, again, not a particularly amazing engagement. Like, you might get the... Let's pretend that you do get the Anna. How are you then going to get out? Like, Are you just going to go, hey, I'm going to wait until I have my uppercut back and go out here? Well, that's a pretty long wait with a Zen, with an Echo, with, respawns wandering back. Like, this is not a good engagement.
What check it?
And unsurprisingly, Ryan and Zen are able to turn around and help deal with you, as well as the Diva coming back, because, well, this isn't a credible distraction. And you should have known this wasn't a credible distraction, because you can see your teammate through walls before you engage. Your hog called that they had used sleep already. Okay, that makes it better, but even so, let's pretend you get the Ana elimination. That's not wildly better. I still think they're going to turn around and deal with you. So you get the Ana, they get you. Okay? Yeah, you definitely did go in alone there.
Nerf this.
And when your team isn't a credible threat, they're going to be able to turn to peel you much faster. Okay, you've already committed to this before you see whether the self-destruct got value. That's fine. Just go to cart. Just go to cart. Hello, Temporal. I'm the Zarya that played like she had a musket. I followed your tips and kept an eye on my reloads and target selection. Thank you for the tips. I managed to get my main to 2950. Excellent! I'm happy to hear it. Good for you, man. Good for you. Good. Okay, and so we look here, and this isn't real because we look at this and your team has already won the fight, so there's just no danger to you. I do think you're significantly better off going after the Zen first rather than the Ana in most of these situations. As we've seen from your success rates, as we know how the heroes works, but that's okay.
Rising uppercut.
Here you are. You're up here. Fine. You have no cooldowns. Not so fine. You're thinking, do I want to punch across into the nano discorded Rhine? The answer is no. Oh wait, I'm discorded. That's a problem. Why am I doing this if I'm discorded? I'm not thinking about going in. Okay, the discord fell off. Good. Yeah, whatever. That's a micro positioning error in how you wandered forward when I didn't think there was a real chance of you pushing, but whatever.
60 seconds remaining.
That was a positioning issue, yes. You can use punch to get in sometimes because what you're doing, punch is a 4-second cooldown, and if you do some surfing, you can do I punch sort of to travel through the air above them, maybe to glide on some roofs, etc. And then I slam in, and then I uppercut, and then my punch is like a 1.5 seconds away or less if I've managed to properly glide. So the idea is I sort of punch in. I'm not punch botting in, but I'm not punching directly in. I'm punching to sort of get close, and then I'm riding my continued punch to slam in, and then it's like I can sort of get out type thing. It's the more that you surfed, the more you can more seriously get out, but like that's what's going on there because it increases your engagement range as a trade of, hey, yes, I am going to have to delay for a little bit before I can punch out. Yes, punch is generally your ticket out. You don't want to use punch mid-fight unless you have slam to get out or your ult to get out. Yeah, so like this. this. Fortunately, he's going to angle to the right immediately. Why? Why ult? Like, okay.
Meteor strike.
Okay, fine. Like, it's an uptime increase. We're ulting as a cooldown there, but just Melium. Just Melium. Okay, too late.
Stay down.
30 seconds remaining.
Our inevitable victory record.
Only because this is cleanup can you get away with this.
Nerf this.
Uh-huh. Please punch out. Please do not punch her. Punch out. Punch out. What are you doing? Value your life.
Mecha activated.
10 seconds remaining.
Okay. So now we get to go see round 2. Heading into round 2 here, things that we're seeing, there's definitely some engagement timing issues, some serious engagement timing issues in a couple cases, and there's not enough value being placed on your own life. Getting picks is great, but please put value on your own life. That last one where you were going after the baby diva is a particularly egregious example, but in general you've been pretty, my life doesn't matter, or I'll trade my life for a couple ults, and I'll do this, etc. Like, okay, or I'll go in on this Reinhardt when it's a 1v5 and use my last cooldown, but it'll be fine, and well then it's not, type stuff. So we need to value our own life more highly than we are. Remember, if we think we're better than most of the players on the table, which we have to think if we're trying to move up, we're trying to climb to a new SR, our life should be more valuable than a 1-to-1 trade. Okay, so more value on your own life, better engagement timings. I would prefer that you prioritize the Zen over the Yenna more than you are with some of your stuff.
Escort the payload.
And I would prefer that you, at the first point defense, had used high ground a little differently. But okay, here we go. We'll continue. It's gone. It's gone. Fine. That left you in your territory.
Just what I need.
Fine. Yeah, you know there's not a mega there. Good.
Much better.
Get here.
Wandering through the open. That's gonna happen. At least he's honest about being trigger happy. Yeah. Okay, so you're going for the punch. You have nothing, but you don't really have a way to get out, so you're gonna all in. Yeah.
Payload secure. Move out.
We're going out rather than deeper? I'm amazed. It's not gonna work, but I'm amazed. It was actually the wrong call because there was just no chance of you getting out. Like, again, I know I just lectured you about preserving your own life, but I just don't really see a way in which you get out here. You don't have enough health, and you don't have a good place to punch to. The doorway was the better option than punching over to here, but honestly, I think she's going to get you either way. So your better bet probably was to try to punch her into a wall. But that's okay. Yeah, this is not safe space. This is definitely not safe space. You've let yourself be caught in these places a couple times with no cooldowns like this.
Bad guy. Heads up.
Walk me through how this is going to work out. Walk me through how this is going to work out. There's a Nano Reinhardt that's purple, and a Zarya that's purple, but at 3/4 health. You're using your last cooldown to go at one of them. And you're going to just have to exist next to a Nano Reinhardt or Zarya for a bit here. Okay. By delaying it. You're trying to delay it enough. Oh, look, you punched him into the health pack, so that's not an option. You sort of delay enough to get your cooldowns back, but you can't really use them to exit in this cave, so you're all in it.
Meteor strike. Rising uppercut.
The skin of your teeth, you got that old.
Meteor strike. You can run.
You needed to uppercut out? What are you doing? What are you doing? You needed to uppercut to give your slam more range? Okay.
Just what
Like,
I need.
cool. I'm glad that you got out. I'm glad that you were able to use all those abilities and get out, but we don't think that was right, do we? Like, from the get-go of, oh, there's these purple people here, I'm going to do this, like, what? What? Ugh. Watch it. Yeah, I did watch it, and it happened to work out. But, like, it happened to work out because you didn't take as much damage as you should have. Isn't like, oh, look, it's fine because it worked. I'm not criticizing you from a standpoint of how to win this Plat game. I'm criticizing you from a standpoint of how to win this Plat game and the next one and be successful in Diamond and Masters. Like, that's what I'm talking about. I don't care that it worked there. Like, that's meaningless to me.
I'm on fire. Anyone want winners? Stay on the payload. Don't move. Get in here.
I am moving the payload. Fall in with me.
Do something. Bedtime.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Heal me. I need heal me.
Okay, you have no cooldowns, but you're with your core.
Rising uppercuts.
Okay, now you have punch back, that's fine. Mechanical error. Okay. We gonna take high ground again? What are we gonna do? Okay. I don't actually think you needed to use that punch. I think you just wrap around out here and wait for cooldowns and then go for the next play. Like, having punch to get out is good enough as long as your punch can actually get out. You don't have to actually get out with it. Okay. Why are you so interested in this Reinhardt now? Here you are. Okay. I don't really have other target options. Okay. I'm kind of going to be stuck, but it's a half stuck. What? What? Why are we punching into this? And if we're trying to punch this just to go, hey, this fight's over, but I don't think I'm going to get out, so I'm going to trade someone, your target's over here, not over here. I don't know why you would punch this. We can see the feed. We can see how the feed just went. Like, and this is a nano Reinhardt. We're not going to eliminate him. Okay. Go the other direction. Take your flank. 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 Okay. No. So that's a good rollout. I like the rollout. I do like the rollout. I'm still not in love with the timing. Your Reinhardt's not as close as he could be. Yes, he got slept, and you probably didn't know that, but, like, let's go back here. Here we are. You've committed to your rollout at this point. It's not awful. It's like a 6, 7 out of 10 for engagement timing. I don't love it, but you've got a chance of being part of the engagement that knocks them off. Yeah, I'm not going to complain. That's fine. Good.
Step right up.
Bob, do something. This will help.
Sure.
My work is not done.
Okay. Doom is a very boomer bust character, absolutely, and that's totally fine that he's boomer bust. I'm not annoyed. It's fine if our Doomfist is going in with good timing and just doesn't get value, messes up mechanically. You know, things happen that don't work out. They're really good on their sleep darts. They're really good on their defense matrix. Their bubbles, etc. Like, that's fine, but as long as we have good engagement timing and we're not taking gambles that we don't expect to work out for us. But we should be looking at these gambles from a calculated standpoint. It's totally fine to just lose because you're busting sometimes, but, like, we want to be taking good gambles. Okay. Here from Reddit, which of your Reinhardt videos do you recommend a new comp player to watch? Great VOD reviews, by the way. So what I would recommend you start with, Oddway, there, is go into the mini guide. I do have a mini guide for Reinhardt specifically, so I would start with that. That is not a complete how to play Reinhardt from top to bottom, but that'll give you some of the easiest things to work on for Reinhardt that a lot of players make mistakes on. After that, I have a lot of Rein reviews there, and it would be hard for me to say this is the best one, etc. The best entry point is the Reinhardt mini guide that is in my Hero mini guide playlist. And if you go to my channel and click videos or playlists, you'll be able to see that playlist, and you should have no trouble finding it. Yeah, reviews with Firestrike in the title are pretty good too. Okay. Okay. There we go.
Moving the payload, and nothing's going to stop.
Okay.
My ultimate is charging.
I don't love that you're engaging from core here. Like, it is better. You don't need to be the cart pusher. It is better if you find other ways in. If you find other ways in. Like, you do want those things. It's a little more too predictable if you're just coming from core. You immediately go to cover. Good. That's one of the few places you can get away with triple cooldowning like that. Not sure. I mean, I just don't know why we activated that punch in the first place. Fine. I mean, I guess. Like, I'd really prefer your team to be more in position to follow up on this. You're sort of trying to solo the three of them up here. You're not totally trying to solo them, but you sort of are.
No escape. No chance.
It's fine. I think you forced that harder than you needed to, but we got it done.
The payload
makes me
has
strong.
reached the checkpoint.
Get in here.
That would be your lamp. You have no cooldowns, but it's your own front line. No.
Much better.
Fine.
Move it out.
You used all of your cooldowns, but you ended up in your own front line with corner between you and the opponents. We're going to be fine. Why are we now thinking about punching in? Why are we now thinking about punching in? This has to be a full charge punch, which it is, fortunately. But if you'd actually been like, hey, I hit someone, rather than whoops, didn't get anything, you'd have ended right in their lane of fire. If you'd actually hit this Zarya, you'd have ended right in their lane of fire with no cooldowns. Maybe you meant to miss the Zarya. Maybe you meant to hit this door frame and get in here. In which case, it's better if that was what you meant to do, because if you hit the Zarya, you're in their firing lane, and that's not what we wanted. But now, even so, you're in here. You're still a couple seconds away on your cooldowns, and look, your team was fading back, so they can all turn and exterminate you. Got to be thinking about your team's engagement timing. Shouldn't have gone in there with your cooldown situation like this. I hope you weren't aiming for the Zarya. You are not Tracer. Dragging people around like this is not your job. Here you are. All your cooldowns are coming back up. You go for a slam entrance. Fine. Uppercut. Fine. Okay. So be it. We still have punch to get out. No problem. What are we doing? What are we doing? Oh, we got Nano? Okay, we're sort of at the edge. Were we trying to hit our Reinhardt or not? If we're trying to hit the Reinhardt, we're now stuck in the middle. We have Nano and Bubble, so it's not the end of the world. But, like, was the plan to hit him or to not hit him? If the plan wasn't to hit him, we're now just hanging out here. Really, it's not your fault that you got the Nano, but, like, this is unfortunate. Why? Okay. Just do fist pumps from here. You don't have any abilities. Do fist pumps from here. Cool. Fist pump. Why are we walking forward? Why are we here? Why, after eliminating that Reinhardt, did we not just slide over here and continue to threaten from this angle? Go, hey, I'm gonna threaten you from this angle so that all of you guys are looking at me. Oh, you're actually looking at me? I'll wait behind cover. You're not looking at me? I'll fist pump from here again. Like, you have your cover available. I don't care that you have Nano. Who cares that you have Nano? You can be like, oh, but it's damage reduction, so I can be here. Yeah, but, you know, you could also just not take the damage. Like, yes, you do more damage because of the Nano. That doesn't mean you're going to fight them when they're looking at you. You're just going to tuck and let your team happily shoot at them while they look at you. You're out here with nothing. You're out here just standing in the open with nothing. Excuse me? Excuse me? Does your team look like they're going to push off of this? Your Reinhardt is still chilling back here. You didn't want to continue to push off of this. Your Nano's about to fall off and you know it. You wanted to work your way back up here because you have dead time. You have time where it's just like, hey, my team is slow pushing it. They're not getting aggressive. So I'm going to go take the off angle, take the flank. And then maybe I'll try to get the jump on Ashe. Like, that's what we're doing here. We're not pushing further ahead of our team as our Nano's wearing off with this new set of cooldowns. 27 HP. Could have been an limb. Could have been you getting limbed. Honestly, I don't know. Yeah, no, I get that. But this all stems from you're not valuing your life enough. We could get more specific with I don't think you're thinking of off angles enough. I think you have a couple good rollouts that you've practiced, or a couple that we've seen that you're okay with. But I don't think you're generally thinking about, hey, I should be coming in from off angles with this stuff enough. Perfect example. You're sitting right here on cart for this punch. Why? Why are you not over here? Why are you not up over here? Why were you just here? Okay. Okay. So if we were to work on your Doomfist, which we are going to work on your Doomfist, what we would do to keep them off cart, that's not a good answer. That's not a good answer at all. I can keep people off cart by slamming them from here. I can treat the cart as my kill box and slam them when they get off the cart. Like, to keep them off cart is not a particularly good answer. I can keep them off cart by slamming from up here. I can keep them off cart by punching them as they walk out of spawn. Not that that's the one I recommend. Like, being on cart isn't keeping them off of cart. No, your Reinhardt can keep them off cart. He has powerful melee swings, though even he is going to go up here and enforce the chokes better, rather than stand on cart once he gets better. You don't stand on cart to try to keep them off of cart. You let someone push the cart. Maybe it's a support from behind the cart. Maybe it's going to be your Zarya from on the cart. Like you can let someone push cart if you want, but you don't stand on the cart to stop them from getting to cart. If you get a bad nano, just go back and stare at your Anna and make her think about her sins. The Rhine was the touch I knew. The Rhine was the touch I knew, so I said I'll punch him because I was on the cart with Anna. Okay, like you can do that, but you can also punch him from here. You can also punch him from here. It's not amazing. You can also slam him from here to stop him from getting to the cart. Like it's not terrible to go, hey, I'm going to punch from the cart to stop it. But it's an in general thing that we're seeing where you're not using these angles to a degree. If you're saying specifically in this case, I was counterpunching to stop the Rhine charge, and the easiest angle for that is from the direction that he's going to charge, fine. If that was specifically your plan, no problem. Okay. Things that we're going to cover. Engagement timing. You definitely need work on engagement timing. You have engagement timing issues. We pointed out a few of those. The way to fix engagement timing issues, at least at the most basic level, is to turn. But anytime before you go in, you sort of turn and take a look through walls and see where are my opponents, where are my allies rather, because I can see my allies through walls. Are they in places where they're going to be able to contribute, or are they in spawn, or are they walking back from spawn, or are they sort of here but they haven't taken any meaningful angles yet? Like, where are my teammates? And then you can do a quick mental check of I think they can follow up if I go in versus I think they can't, or I think enough of them can follow up. So that's the easiest thing and the first thing that I want you to work on for your engagement timing. I want you to like make that a habit. I want you to make that a habit. Use like 5 to 10% of your brain while playing the game. You'll play a little worse while doing this, but use like 5 to 10% of your brain while playing the game to think about checking on where your teammates are before you go in at the beginning of a fight. If you're going back in for a second or a third round, a second cycle, third cycle, whatever, I don't care for the most part. But if you're doing it for the first cycle of the fight, I want you to be checking on your teammates. And that's not going to be an automatic thing for you, so you're going to have to work it into your brain by going, I'm going to actively be thinking about doing this while playing Overwatch, while playing competitive games, and that might cause you to perform a little worse because you're thinking about that instead of thinking about exactly how to do X, Y, and Z. And that might cause you to play a little worse. That's fine. We're trying to turn this into an automatic habit to make your engagement timing better so that even when you stop thinking about it and you free that brain power up for something else, you'll instead of playing at this level, you'll play at this level. If you go down on the in between because you're thinking about it, that's fine. You'll then go back up. So no big deal there, and then your new base level will be higher. That's what we're looking to do here. After you feel like you've got that really worked in there, I want you to move on and go, okay, now I'm going to go ahead and focus on my preserving my own life. And you're going to do that and you'll get worse, and then you'll get better, and then your new base level will be a little higher. And again, you're going to get worse because you're actively going to be focusing on this preserving your life thing. And if you focus on preserving your life, and in doing so you realize your engagement timing doesn't just get a little worse but gets a fair amount worse, you need to go back and keep working on engagement timing until it's really ingrained in there as part of a habit. What we do to get better at Overwatch is we stack our habits. We improve a little bit on something and we kind of sort of mix it into our autopilot. We get that there, and then we go work on the next thing. If we haven't worked it into our autopilot yet, if we haven't made it something that we just do naturally yet, it's not there yet, and we need to keep working on it. Your ability to get good at Overwatch is primarily based on how quickly you can get these habits down when you do focus on them. So do that. And when we talk about preserving your own life, it's mostly a, hey, there's a little bit too much of a willingness to go, I'm going to use my last cooldown when I'm in and don't have another cooldown up. I'm going to use, my last cooldown when I have 79 life. I'm going to go deeper for a third or a fourth person when I already got one. We're in a 6v4 and I'm going to go in and try to do more aggressively. I'm going to force this. Like, that's mostly what I'm talking about when we talk about preserving your own life. And then finally, from there, after you've got that, we would go, okay, let's do it again. And let's think a little bit more about coming in from some of these engages on angles, playing cover on some of these angles to do some more work here. You're not a tracer, but you can play angles. Angles are just powerful in Overwatch. And I want a little less from the team or the direction of the team and a little more coming from a different direction. If you have specific rollouts that are planned from the direction of the team, so be it. But you're also going to learn some rollouts from off angles, different directions, all those things. Do not try to implement all three of these things at once. Work on them one at a time. And if you're finding I'm working on two when I can't keep one in my head, that's fine. Stop working on two. Go back to working on one. If you find, hey, I've moved on to two when one gets a little bit worse, that's fine. That's fine. Things aren't going to be as good when you're not thinking about them as when you are. They're going to get a little bit worse, and that's fine. You can't work on one forever. And then you'd move on to three and all that. Okay, if you have questions, go ahead and throw them up in chat now. If you guys are enjoying this content, please do like and subscribe, as that helps me out quite a bit, and I really do appreciate it. Or if you are looking to get coaching yourself, you can join my Discord in the description below, see what rates look like, see what sort of promos, events we have going on, all that good stuff. Or just press Q as Steve and make her cry. Yes, 100%. He's a very greedy player. Yeah, a little bit. And I expect that to some degree with Doomfist, but we need to reel it in a little bit. Like, I'm not saying Doomfist doesn't get to go for his sink or swim stuff. He absolutely does. He is a sink or swim hero, and that's how the hero works. But you rig the dice a bit. When you know that, hey, I know what's left in the decks. We're playing blackjack, and I know what's left in the decks. I'm just gonna sit this round out type stuff. We're happy to gamble on Doomfist, but when the odds get too bad, we hold. We don't deal in that round. You get the idea. Thank you for helping, because this is a character I want to get better at, and that's why I chose to have this sent to you so I can get some input. Cool. Happy to hear it, Dustin. Happy to hear it. I hope you are able to take this to heart. I hope you're able to work on these things one at a time and really see some climb here, because Doomfist is a fun hero. I get it. That's a viable strat now. Okay. I think that's going to do it, and I am now going to be taking a break. I'm sure I'll upload another video or two, maybe do another stream, but I'm going to be taking a bit of a break for now. So that's going to do it. Thanks, guys. Temporal out.